In today's video is going to be about how things are changing so quickly that the minute I do a video, send it off to an editor, and then get it back from the editor, by the time I get that video back, things have already changed to kind of make that video almost dated. Today's video, we're going to look at all the positive reasons why it's a good thing to buy a home, and we're going to get started right now. My name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. Now let's jump into today's topic. Now in today's video, we're going to look at buying a home in the Omaha area and some of the positive news and some positive things that are a result of this ever-changing market that we're in. Okay, number one is inspections. Now many buyers, in order to get their offer accepted in the past, had to waive the inspection contingency. Now in the market that we're in right now, with it shifting, you're starting to see home inspections come back into play, and you're also starting to see buyers ask sellers to make some repairs. So that's a good thing if you're buying a home in today's market. Number two is going to be inventory. Now we're seeing an increase in inventory, which is a good thing. It means homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, so you can and you have more to choose from if you're a buyer. And that's also a very good thing. Okay, we touched on number three a little bit earlier, and that is going to be better terms. Waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, paying above appraised value, paying the seller's closing costs. These are all terms that buyers had to use in the past in order to get their offer accepted in the market that we're in. Now that the market's changing, you're starting to see those tactics go by the wayside, which is a good thing if you're a buyer. Number four is going to be FHA and VA. A lot of those folks that wanted to buy in the past were shut out of the market because they were getting beat out by conventional buyers and by cash buyers. As the market's starting to dry up, if those FHA buyers are still qualified and if those VA buyers are still qualified, now they can come into the marketplace and not be competing. The days of the office exclusive listing are also going to go away, and that's actually a better thing for the sellers. Buyers that may need seller concessions or seller paid closing costs, and that's something that has just gone completely away. Those buyers may have an opportunity now to get their offer accepted if they need help with closing costs. Okay, number seven is going to be buyers buying existing homes know they will be dealing with a motivated seller. The sellers out there now selling existing homes will be motivated. Okay, now this is one positive way of looking at the mortgage interest deduction, and that is you're going to be paying more in interest, which means you're going to be able to deduct more with the mortgage interest deduction. So that's another positive thing in this current market. The ninth positive thing about buying a home in the current changing market is that when you see a home you like, you're no longer going to have to make such a quick and hasty decision. You might be able to take maybe a little bit of time to just kind of think it over just a tad. But remember, good homes do sell quickly. All right, number 10 is you're no longer competing with 10 to 15 offers on one particular property or losing out to a cash buyer who's paying $30,000 over the list price. As the market changes and as demand dries up with the increase in interest rates, you're going to see fewer offers being made out there. Number 11, now, if we do head into a recession, typically they lower interest rates when a recession occurs. So if we do go into recession and they do lower interest rates, then that will allow you to refinance. There's the possibility that you could refinance your current interest rate into a lower interest rate. All right, number 12, now, when you're no longer in a market where sellers hold all the cards, the sellers are going to be more willing to negotiate. So that's another positive thing about buying a home in this changing market. Rents will always be at market value. So rents always increase. Now, if you buy a home and lock in an interest rate for the next 30 years, you know what your payment will be in terms of principal interest for the next 30 years, and that's going to remain the same. Another positive thing about buying a home in a changing market. Okay, number 14, when you buy a home, you're beginning to build generational wealth. And so over the long term, it'll work out in your favor. Number 15, if rates continue to increase, you'll be glad you bought at 6 versus buying at 8. Hopefully that's not the case, but in this market, we never know. Number 16 deals with today's high prices are tomorrow's bargains. I remember for a few deals that I purchased 20 years ago where I was paying $65,000 for a house. At that time, that seemed like an awful lot of money. Well, looking back, that was a great opportunity. So keep that in mind. If you're buying a home, you got to look long term. Okay, number 17 is Omaha is a much better market than several of the other markets around the country. Now, if you look at other markets, $450,000 will barely get you into a starter home. In Omaha, Nebraska, $450,000 gets you quite a bit of home. And that's much better if you're buying a home in the Omaha area. Now, when you buy a home, you're on your way to building generational wealth, and it's an investment into your family and to your future. Now, some things like getting your kids into the right school, you can't really put a dollar value on that sort of thing. Now, speaking of value, if you got some value out of this, hey, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. And if you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the channel. And hey, you make it a great day.